So did you watch our illustrious Prime Minister give his speech last night? Oh, I didn't watch it. I saw bits of it and snippets of it, and I actually caught the end of it, but I knew exactly what he was going to say. I think most of us knew what he was going to say. Right? Nothing he said was news to anybody. So what was the purpose? Why would he do a video like that? Why would he go live? I mean, his spin doctors, whoever they are, need sacking. I mean, they were the ones who told him to run onto the football field when the Rabbitohs were playing, and Johnson scored the try that led him to be the highest scoring try scorer in rugby league history. And of course, the ill-fated trip to the Kemper Mosque. Oh God! Anyway, good on you, Muslims. Good on you. That was awesome. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen. It was really good. Anyway, but I digress. Sorry about the gig. Here, look. So why did he do it? Why did he go up there and listen to his spin doctors and say, look, well, what you need to do is a public address. You need to get out there in front of the cameras and you need to say, this is what's going to happen. Well, he's setting everybody up. You know, this is what they did during COVID. Scott Morrison did it when they started the pandemic, held his little conference. This is how it's going to go. I was talking to my son this morning, and I don't think, we agree, you'll never see diesel prices below $2 probably ever again. You just won't. And I remember the stink when we first had, fuel first went over $1. People never thought it'd go over $1. And then when it went over $1, there was absolute outrage, and it was just, and then of course it's escalated ever since, So, but the big ones that are making money are those who are importing the oil. Don't think it's the servos, because most of them are independent, or a lot of them are independent, but they got to buy their fuel. They have to buy it. It's the ones that are importing it. Mobil, BP, Caltex, they're the ones importing it by the container load. And I did see that screenshot going around from the guy down in the refinery in Melbourne saying there's no shortage. They're still processing. They're actually got ships lined up there till July. And even if Singapore, where they get most of their fuel from, says, look, we're going to hold back on fuel supplies, they've threatened Singapore with holding back on gas supplies to Singapore, of which Singapore relies enormously on Australian gas. And so they've come to a bit of a treaty, and they've all decided, look, let's just let things swing. So there's no shortage down there. So, and once again, I'm waiting for the death scroll across the bottom of the screen of the TV saying, 153 service stations have now closed, and there'll be 206 and 219, except there's no Koshy to give the voiceover, prick. Anyway, so it's a form of conditioning. That's really all they're doing. They're trying to get you ready for what they got planned. Look, the government never ever gives back something they take. You must know this by now. Surely you've worked this out. They never give back something they've already taken. You just don't. You just lose little more ground. We're like that, the frog in cold water getting boiled. They just ramp it up increment by increment. I don't know how much more we can keep paying. How much more tax can we keep paying? How much more food prices? How much more fuel increases? How much more? It's like they push you to try to find out that breaking limit. But mark my words, my friends, that breaking limit will come. There will come a time when the people in Australia wake up and rise up. There's no other way. You have to march, right? You've got to march down to, the governor's residence and say, that's it. Sack the government. They've got to go. The governor's residence, say, that's it. Got to go. Sack a lot of them. And until we do that, this is going to continue, because I keep saying this to you over and over and over to all my mates. Australia does not have a government. We are governed. And when you get that little twist in your mind, you suddenly understand what's going on. These guys operate under orders. They don't make this shit up themselves. It won't matter whether it's Pauline Pants down in there or whether it's the Greens win the majority. It makes no difference. They are governed. They're told what to do. Our immigration is quotas given to us by the UN and various organisations that we belong to. We've all got quotas to take in. We don't go and handpick these people. We don't. We're told who we're getting and how many we're getting and where they're from. Anyway, that's the speech that was given last night. Drive slower. Don't eat as much, because it's going to cost you money. Red meat's going to disappear. There's no meat. Oh, God. Well, it's going to be a rush on red meat now. People, I mean, Woolworths have no meat. I wouldn't eat that shit anyway. I wouldn't eat that shit. You know, you've seen my videos before about the meat I eat. I don't eat that crap. You know, and if a push comes to shove, I've got a bang stick. I'll go and get my own. End of story. I'm not eating that crap. Peace and light to old guy Australia. Yeah. Take it easy. We'll catch you soon.